Introducing Brian Blog's audio articles, now available only at Brian Blog's Corner Club at www.patreon.com/Brian Too Bad TV Solange, my newest upgrade for valued patron members. For older blogs, you can now click on the audio file attachment below the written article. Download it on your Android, iPhone, laptop, or desktop. For newer blogs, simply click on the audio strip as seen in this illustration, and then listen along as you read it, or just choose to listen as I personally narrate yet another one of my classical masterpieces. It will be just like listening to my public videos on YouTube, BitChute, and Black Avenger TV, only you will have exclusive access to audible and written material available only to paying patron members. For as little as $7 a month, you can become a member of this important club of like-minded thinking individuals. Get the latest updates on news, stories trending on social media, and cold case files, as well as new revelations on historical events and political issues. With Brian's blog audio articles, you now get twice the content for the same price. Again, if you want to enjoy a members-only club where you get to choose whether you want to read or listen to my awesome content, sign up for as little as $7 a month. That's less than a standard fast food combo meal these days. Become a member of Brian Blog's Corner Club at www.patreon.com/Brian Too Bad TV Solange and enjoy exclusive access to audio article blog library only available at the Brian Blog's Corner Club today. Die Mädchen schwarzen Manier sind so dumm wie ihr Mutter. Weshalb sie nie wissen werden, warum die Mädchen ihr Mutter ihr Freundinnen und Freundinnen nicht schreiben. I just said something in a foreign language. And most of you Negroes will not understand what I said in that foreign language. Ironically, it's referring to these butthurt Negroes that we see across social media. The reason why I did that is because earlier today, I realized something that I had always known, but the hammer never really quite hit home. And that is that when you tell the truth about certain situations to a majority of Negroes, especially the newer generations, but a lot of the older generations as well, you might as well be speaking a foreign language to them because they don't understand it. And some people, a lot of people, they get angry, fearful, and even combative against things that they don't understand. It's equivalent to, you know, a child that throws a temper tantrum because they didn't get a piece of candy that they saw in the store from their parent. See, I understand now that the reason why I got such an angry, aggressive, combative response on a video I did a couple of days ago, as most of you know, that was entitled "A Sad Day to Be a Black Man," and why the black man can never win against a femicant, is because what I was saying in that video, like Ezekiel Hicks, the man who killed Craig Brewer in Florida, a lot of people understood what I was saying, and some people didn't understand what I was saying. But no matter how they understood it, a lot of the butthurts interpreted it the same way, as a foreign language, because it's hard for them, if not outright impossible for them, to process what the modern day black female has become and what she is to the modern day black American male. And what I did in that video that pissed a lot of people off was that I did not directly critique her. I attacked her bread and butter, which is the simp and Captain Save-A-Ho Negro. See, these bimbos are used to being heavily critiqued and called out, although they don't like it, by those of us here in the so-called black manosphere. But now that some of us are starting to turn our gun turret of truth towards that one who supports them and their bullshit, now they really get fierce. Because just like the powers that be, they realized that if a majority of black men wake up, there goes their meal ticket. Even a lot of the ones that are on welfare. See, and I noticed that a majority of the Negroes that got butthurt in that video that I made, entitled "A Sad Day to Be a Black Man," were black males, not black females, that got beside themselves about what I was saying. And in addition to what I said being a foreign language to them, like what I said in the introductory of this video in German, worshiping mediocre pussy for them, even though it's destroying their lives, it's like a person with lung cancer smoking cigarettes. It's like a person with AIDS having unprotected sex. It's like a person that's out on parole, speeding over 30 miles over the limit while intoxicated over the drinking limit. They can't help themselves. It's a habit that has been programmed into them since birth. And so, equivalent to what another content creator said on here many moons ago about what happens when, you deal with these people who have, drinking problems. It was a prime example. And you as a person, you try to, rescue them from their problem. What you come to learn is, and I had a ex-girlfriend many years ago before last my last disaster of a relationship. There was a prime example of this. I didn't know it at the time, but she was on drugs. When I first got with her, I didn't know she was on drugs. She hid it real well for the first 2 weeks, and then it started to come out slowly but surely. That relationship didn't even last a full 2 months. And I tried to get her, some help. This was back when I was in simp mode. And I tried to take her to a local rehab clinic. But she kept resisting. She kept coming up with excuses. When I would confront her about it and the stupid shit that she would do, because I was dumb enough to briefly let her live with me, she would get mad. Not about me confronting her about the dumb shit that she would do, but about her habit. She would tell me she's on top of it, she can handle herself. She would cuss at me. And I called a counselor at this Michigan clinic that takes out-of-state women to like this rural area that have alcohol and drug abuse problems. Some of you may be familiar with it. And it's like a rural area that's in the middle of nowhere in Michigan. And they can't take the women against their will. But they only take specially selected candidates for their program. Okay. And once they get them out there in the middle of nowhere, there's nowhere for these females that have these habits to go and get their fix, because again, it's in the middle of nowhere. Now they can always call a cab or an Uber to, take them away. But once they quit the program, they don't allow them to come back ever. They have to finish the 4-week program starting off, or, they won't be able to continue to the next level of the program if they don't get through what they call addict boot camp. And I called a counselor there and told him about this female that I was having a problem with. And she told me, it was a white lady. She said, I've been doing this for 28 years. And I can tell you right now, you can't help what don't want to be helped. Ain't no saving something or someone who don't want to be saved. And you sure as hell can't help them any more than they're willing to help themselves. She told me, we can interview your girlfriend, but I can tell you right now, if she's fighting you the way you say that she's fighting you, she probably wouldn't get past the first phase of interview with us to get in this program, because she's not ready. And I took what that woman told me at that rehab clinic, and now I'm able to merge it into my understanding of the mentality of the degenerate Negro. And I've actually been doing that for years. See, that's why there used to be a time when I would argue with these niggas. I would argue with white people. I argued with all kinds of people. Before y'all knew me as Brian Solange, when I was on YouTube under another alias, I would argue back and forth with motherfuckers all day long for years. Me and this white supremacist white boy named he aliased his name was Street Fighter Matty from Australia. We went back and forth in flame wars on YouTube for over 4 years. We flamed each other so fucking much. At the end of that 4 years, we became like friends. I don't do that dumb shit anymore. I just don't. I'm grown up. I'm mature enough to understand that a majority of these Negroes that come on my comment section trolling, talking stupid shit, trying to flag videos, trying to shame me and, some of you other like-minded brothers, they're not ready. They know what the truth is, just like Ezekiel Hicks. Y'all saw in the video about the dude that killed the other black guy at the Waffle House over some bimbo. He said in his last post, a little more than 12 hours before he murdered another black man over some hoe, he said the first thing he said in that paragraph on his Facebook post, and the last thing he said was it seems to me that most women nowadays are prostitutes because they're always on social media talking about a man's money. And he says some other things. And then 12 hours later, he would kill a dude because some hoe he was with was mad because that other dude wasn't paying for her meal. Again, Ezekiel Hicks, we were talking a foreign language to him. He was starting to interpret that language, but he still didn't like it. He wasn't ready to speak it back. And a lot of Negroes are where Ezekiel Hicks is at. So I have a new policy. As I told you, brothers, on multiple occasions, especially my last live stream. Well, the live stream before last, actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make several of you brothers, if YouTube will allow it, I'm going to make several of you brothers moderators. Just like I make you guys moderators on my live stream. I think I made like nearly a dozen of you guys moderators on my my last live stream before the last one about black men and single life. And you guys did a great job. I think half the people in the fucking chat room were moderators. But I'm going to do the same thing on my videos. Because while I have taken it upon myself to moderate my own forums in recent times, I realize now that there is just it's a unholding back tidal wave of idiots that are mostly black, that are unwilling and unready to learn that language called truth. They still speak idiot. They only understand and they're only fluent in stupid and ass backward. They don't speak truth and common sense. They hear it, some of them understand it, but they're not willing to accept it as their primary language. So instead of wasting a majority of my time having to read through every post of people who not only disagree with me, it's one thing to disagree with me, but coming on there hurling insults and trolling and trying to shame someone whose mind is clearly made up about the black American bimbo, and really bimbos in general. I really don't care for any of them. Like I told y'all before, I'm not shitting you. Okay, I could care less if I woke up one day and didn't see another female on planet Earth. It wouldn't bother me at all. Most men are not at that point. Okay, most females think I'm playing. So what I'm going to do is, when I make you guys moderators, before I even get to to read the comments, which is usually like the next day, I want y'all to carefully monitor every single comment. Please don't, delete comments that are not, not out of order, so to speak. I think you guys have enough common sense to know what comments are out of order. Because I'm coming, as my channel is blowing up, I'm coming within an angry muse kick of just putting my videos on comment approval only. Meaning nothing you say in the positive or negative can come and be shared publicly on my comment wall unless I first approve it. But again, that would be equivalent to me reading every comment, which is what I already do. So I want you guys to clear the trolls out for me, just like you do a great job of doing on my comment wall. Anybody who's interested in being a moderator, and I'll probably just see you guys' names, leaving comments on my shit, and just make you moderators through that. But if you're interested, and I know you, and you've been on my comment wall for a while, just email me at briansolange2@gmail.com. I have to recognize the email. I have to have communicated with you by email before I can trust you for that very important task. Because I'm not going to waste my time anymore arguing with idiots who, when I speak truth to them, They get angry and they want to fight and they want to get hurl insults and they want to try to shame, not because they don't understand that what I'm saying is reality and the truth, but because they still speak a primary language of dumb and stupid and retard. And they have not evolved mentally to be able to speak, understand, and accept common sense and truth as their primary tone of language. So with that being said, hence the title of this video. You may be wondering why I titled this video Abortion in Black Men. I titled it Abortion in Black Men instead of Abortion in Black Women because the numbers clearly prove, which I'm going to share with you in a minute, the numbers clearly prove, these bimbos clearly prove, that they don't really give a damn about aborting seed that is inside of their womb. They don't care, especially if it's a black child. They don't care. Okay? The numbers prove that. Every year since 1973, on average, about 413,000, just less than 100 short of 500,000 black babies have been aborted in the U.S. That's 900 plus abortions every day. You think about that in stark contrast to the amount of people who die from cancer. I'm not just talking about black people who die from cancer. I'm talking about people across the board that die from cancer every year, which I think is about 400,000. And you think about the amount of people who die in car accidents every year, which is between 35 to 50,000 depending on the year. And you think about the fact that just Chicago alone has about 600, 700 murders a year. You're talking about black on black crime. You're talking about 900 abortions every day, not every year. 900 gun murders in Chicago is considered appalling. All total, I think there's like 20,000 homicides in this country every year. We get worked up as a nation via the media and social media, mass media and social media, every time there's a mass shooting. That kid in Florida killed 17 high school students and teachers in one run, in one day. That guy in Las Vegas, he shot a total of 500, just under 500 people, about 489 people in 10 minutes. But that was one day. That don't happen every day. And most of those people that were shot survived. Only 58 of them were killed. You're talking about 900 babies in the womb of just black mothers or would-be mothers being aborted every single damn day. As you can see the statistics in this screenshot, black women abort children 50 to the tune of 54%. That means that more than half of the black women who have children have had at least one abortion since Roe versus Wade in 1973. More than any other race of female in this country. They say that for Hispanic women, it's about 25.4% or something like that. For white women, it's about 11% or, no, I'm sorry. It's 25 Hispanic women out of every 1,000. For white women, it's 11 out of every 1,000. And forgive me, I'm going off my memory here, but I know I'm pretty damn close. I'm not looking directly at the screenshot. But for black women, it's well over 100 every 1,000 pregnancies. That means if you are a baby in the womb of a black American female, you have a 1 in 10 chance of being aborted. Now, I've seen some of the crap literature of these libtards and pro-feminists, like this one bimbo in particular, who tries to defend what they call pro-choice. And you know, I've never really directly touched on the abortion issue on my channel, but I'm going to explain to you guys in just a minute. I'm going to explain to you what got me to this point. But going back on this screenshot and the screenshots that should follow, this bimbo that's defending, a woman's right to abort a child, okay? And, I read through some of her propagandic rhetoric, and, all the liberal hoopla about what penny ninny excuses black females have. Like, she actually had the nerve to use racism as the reason why black women weren't getting the same amount of health care as other women, and that's why they're choosing to abort so many of their children. But that's a load of BS. Why do we know that? Because when you see a lot of these thoughtbots riding around here, including these single mothers, they're driving their own cars. And I'm not just talking about some beater car that they got from the used car lot. Okay? They're driving, a lot of them are driving brand new cars. Okay? Shiny, silver shiny rims, the works. Okay? A lot of them have their own apartments. Most of it, due to Section 8 and child support, but nonetheless, a lot of them are putting up pictures, of them with designer purses. A lot of this shit is knockoff, but some of it is real. Designer clothes. They have themselves and, the children that they do decide to have, all fixed up and dressed up. So we know that a lot of these bimbos have money. So that's a straw man argument that, racism is preventing women from getting the appropriate health care that they need in these poor areas. Okay? People who live in a lot of these poor neighborhoods, not all of them are financially poor. A lot of these females got money. Now, in a lot of cases, it's not, directly through their own actions, but, either between hoeing or, corporate America or, welfare or, child support or a combination of all of the above, they have money. So if they have money to get all this other shit to front on social media like they're rich, then they have money to afford health care. So we know damn well that that's not the reason why a majority of these thoughts are having abortions. A lot of them are having abortions for the same reason why they're putting other women's hair in their head, for the same reason why a lot of them are putting color contacts in their eyeballs, for the same reason why a lot of them are putting on snap-on eyebrows, or sometimes outright drawing their eyebrows with, I think, what they call eyeliner, for the same reason why they're naming their children after countries and cities that they've never been to and probably never will be to, if Paris, Milan rings any bells. For the same reason why, like Serena Williams, they're so quick to want to have a biracial child. And while they will put that and their white or non-black husbands up on social media, they will not do that if they're like Kerry Washington and they're married to a black man with black children in a lot of cases. They're doing it. They're aborting these children to the tune of 19 million in the last 46 fucking years, which equivalates to 1/3 of the black population. That's right. There are 37 million black people in America. Abortions have accounted for deleting 1/3 of us. If it was not for abortion, there would be 57 million people, 57 million black people in America. And we would be the largest minority still yet by far. What Hitler and the Nazis tried to do to the Jews during the Holocaust, exterminating 6 million in a little over 6 years, these black feminists are doing every single year, year after year after year, voluntarily. To their own children, mind you. To their own tribe of man's seed. And the reason why they're doing it is because they have the very self-hatred that they accuse black men of having when black men date women of other races. They have the same bitterness and vitriol that they claim those of us here in the black manosphere do when we talk about the dysfunction and the vindictiveness of these black American femtards that we've all experienced, making black men's life a living hell. This is how you can have a Paris Milan or a Cynthia G that will get in front of the world talking about beta male coons and how white people are not good for black people, and critique black men that are what she claims to be colorist because they only date outside of their race. But this is the same female. These are the same females that not only dated and did other things with white men, they're wearing perms, weaves, wigs, fake up, eyeliner, eye contacts, everything and anything to alter the way they look, to alter their African features, to make them look more Eurocentric. And all topped off, at least in the case of Paris Milan, with a name of 2 European cities that I'm pretty sure she's never been to. This is where they're at. Which is why I named this video what I named it. Abortions and black men. Why would you want to have a child with a woman who could kill your seed at any given moment? And speaking of the devil, a lot of people have been questioning if Cynthia G still has Robert Perkins' seed inside of her, or if she's aborted it. Now, she hasn't confirmed or denied one way or the other if she's going to have the child, but some people were emailing me, and I've been noticing that it seems like she's very comfortable. You know, she's still doing live streaming and videos every single day, and she doesn't seem to be at all worried about her pregnancy. She's not talking about it. She's not, talking about being sick or throwing up or getting hungrier. It sounds almost as if that pregnancy is a non-issue. Yet the very black female that will talk all day, every day about beta male coons and, the weakness of black men will have no problem betraying the black man that she allowed to knock her up unprotected, unmarried, and abort his seed. But in the next breath talk about how white people are evil albinoid devils. The same white people, by the way, that she ran escort service for. But that's a subject for a video we've already touched on. So you see, hence the title that I'm trying to get particularly you black men to understand. Because from now on, I'm no longer communicating with everyone in earshot of my videos. They may be able to listen, but I understand that they won't be hearing, understand, and if they do hear and understand, they're not going to accept what I have to say. Because as I said before, I'm speaking a foreign language to them. And they get angry and hostile at what they don't understand. So I named this video when you consider that more than half of the black women, including women in my own family, have aborted children, I'm speaking to the only demographic group of people in the black community that I think even remotely, so much as remotely, gives a damn about the evil crime of abortion, which is nothing but, as we've heard before, legalized murder. Black men. It is a common myth that most black men don't care about their kids. It is a common sweep underneath the rug tactic to hide the fact that a lot of these bimbos drag men through the mud just to be able to be with their child. As a matter of fact, if memory serves me correctly, there was a female fought either in Georgia or Florida, one of those states down south. She was shot and wounded by her degenerate boyfriend or something like that. That he came to the hospital and she had one of her girlfriends after she had given labor, went through labor and given birth. And he wanted to see his baby son. And she, called herself making, putting him on the spot and making a fool out of him. She, let him come to the hospital. And then she was like, because I guess she was breaking up with him or they were already broken up. And she told him plain, you're not, you can't, you're not seeing this baby. This is my baby. Get out of here. And she had her girlfriends laughing, snickering in the background, talking about, damn, And the dude, he kept repeating, oh, so you're not going to let me see my son? He wasn't saying it in an angry manner. He was just like, you're not going to let me see my son? Some of y'all may recall that I think Tommy Sotomayor made a video about that. And they call themselves putting him on blast. She's preventing him from having his child. Because in most states, they don't have, a joint custody thing. The woman gets primary rights unless the man has to take her to court to force to get, what should be his God-given rights. And so this beta male, she basically fucked with the wrong one. He snapped. He came back later on when she was out of the hospital and he shot her. But it is a common myth that most males, even most beta males, don't want to be with or around their children. Proof of this, Nipsey Hussle. Even Chief Keef was seen in a picture holding one of his little illegitimate children. A lot of males feel proud, whether they should be having kids or not, because let's face it, a lot of them ain't got no business having kids any more than these femtards do. But a lot of them are proud to have seed and, give, conceive offspring, as these females are. But a lot of these females, because of the way the laws are rigged, put these men through so much hell. A lot of them just give up and move on to something else. Now, that doesn't excuse neither the male or the female, having children when they're not ready. But the cold hard fact is, that thing about men, black men not wanting to be with their children is a myth. And it's actually been proven that the male is usually the more stable parent as far as a single parent is concerned. Children with male single parents, meaning the father, are a lot more likely to graduate from high school, a lot more likely to graduate from college, a lot more likely to get and hold down a job, a lot more likely not to be juvenile delinquent, a lot more likely, not to have felonies on their record, violent felonies on their record as an adult, a lot more likely to start families of their own, a lot more likely to be stable-minded, mature adult individuals. But of course, the libtards and the powers to be don't want you as a black person to know that, because that would be a direct threat to their stranglehold on the black community. And you can't control and manipulate a race or tribe of people if you don't keep them stupid and dumb down. Now, to some extent, don't get me wrong, and I'm going to close with this. To some extent, I can very much so understand the argument of people who say, well, you say that black women have allowed the legal killing of 1 out of every 3 black babies. But have you considered seeing that most black households are single mothers, and we've seen the Blackistan that, these hoes want to divest from, that it has created? Do we really need 57 million more of these degenerates running around? Or 19 million more of these degenerates running around to equal 57 million? And I have given that a significant amount of thought. And what I thought is, because I was kind of teetering on that scale of weights and balances between, which one, it's kind of like that chick said in that movie with Denzel Washington called The Siege, when she said it's not about right or wrong, it's about the wrong that is righter. And obviously, having babies out of wedlock, or at least having babies when you're not a stable-minded person, mentally, psychologically, financially yourself, with another stable-minded person is irresponsible. And we've seen the devastating effects that that's had on the black community and what it spawned. I came to the conclusion, on the other hand, that once a life is formed, it has no fault for who decided to get together and conceive it. These babies that are forming in the womb of a woman are completely innocent. It is not their fault that they were the little sperm tadpole that got to the front of the line to fertilize the woman's egg through the man's, penile tract and into her, into her ovary. That's not their fault. So for me to say that, oh, well, we should not worry about these babies being killed off because they just turn into Pookie and Ray Rays, that would be as sick as what, Hitler and his propaganda minister, Joseph Goebbels, said about mentally and physically disabled people, that, they were a liability instead of an asset that was just weighing the Aryan race down. And if you weren't physically or mentally competent, you should basically be sterilized where you couldn't have children. And some of them were even put in concentration camps with the Jews. They couldn't help the fact that they were born into the world with cerebral palsy or blind or crippled. So you're just going to kill them or prevent them from having children simply because they were born with a malfunction. Okay? What kind of shit is that? What kind of civilized society thinks like that? And see, this is why I don't waste my time voting, celebrating holidays, going to any of these fool-ass people's churches, listening to anything any one of these fucking bimbo weave rats have to say. At this stage in my life, at 33 years old, ain't nobody got nothing to say to me, as far as I'm concerned. Because I have finally began to see this world for the hypocritical, contradicting, ass-backwards cesspool of BS that it is. We will mourn the murder of 27 little kids inside of a kindergarten classroom at Sandy Hook in Newtown, Connecticut. But we will turn a blind eye to millions of babies that are aborted before they even have a chance to leave and draw their first fucking breath. But we want to turn around and call ourselves a civilized society. You want to turn around and tell me about how the black woman is God and she's a queen. Help me figure one thing out before we get out of here. What queen do you know? Now think about insect queens, like ant queens, for example, that have all those babies. What queen of what colony do you know kills off more than anywhere from between a third to half of her spawn? If she did that, she wouldn't have much of a colony, now would she? It is the job of the queen to give birth to as many larvae as possible, to strengthen the colony in the form of manpower, so that when they go up against other colonies, and when work needs to be done to develop their own colony, there is no shortage of workers and skilled tradesmen and even soldiers there to do the job. But of course, that's something that's swept underneath the rug too. So I'm going to end this with this. To prove to you brothers, hence the title of this video, Abortion in Black Men. Why would you want to have children with a woman who could destroy your seed at any moment? There is a video right now on my BitChute channel. Now, given the choice words that I had in the title of this video that is on BitChute, and the choice words in the heading of this video, I cannot share that link directly here with you guys. But what you can do is click on the link, the general link in the description box of this video and in the pinned post of my Black Avenger channel itself, and go there and watch this video. It is a video of a female who left these two retarded comments on my video that I made about a sad day to be a black man and why black men will never win against the Femicon. Now I know many simps and Captain Save-A-Hoes will look at these comments and they will turn a blind eye. Because not only me telling them how a majority of these black females are, but seeing it for themselves, what these black females truly think about them, is like a foreign language to them. This female, along with many other bitter, pilled, aging black hag trolls that come onto my video comment sections, took it upon herself to leave not one but two comments about what she really thinks about black men. Now, of course, she's not the only black female retard that has left stupid comments like this, sexist comments like this on, my or anybody else's videos that tell people about, how these hoes ain't ish. But when I clicked on her avatar to go to her channel to do what I told you guys I do with all trolls, cuss them out, block them, hit the block button, and delete their comments, so that not only do they know what I feel about the stupid shit that they said, but that they can never say any more stupid shit on my comment wall, nor do they have the ability to allow anybody else to see what they said originally. That's the 3-step program. Cuss out, block, delete. CBD. When I clicked on this idiot bimbo's avatar, and you see I have her name crossed out, because I don't want to give her and idiots like her, idiot whores like her, any credit. I go to click the delete button and I see she has a string of barely viewed videos in, her in her channel video upload section. So I just scroll through some of them at random and see, because whenever I encounter a troll that actually uploads their own content, has the balls to upload their own content, I always, just to get a kick of laughter, I always click on a few of their videos, which I'm sure are as idiotic as they were on my comment wall, before I block and delete them. And among, I'd say, about 30 videos that she has up, she has several videos, one video about marriage, one video about being a mother. She has some half-assed amateur makeup tutorials. But the one thing I noticed particularly interesting is that while she made one video per topic on everything else, of the 30 videos she had up, she had not one, not even two, but three videos about abortion. And not just anybody's abortion, her abortion. And so I clicked on these videos that were thankfully very short. I didn't have to waste a whole lot of my time. They were between 1.5 to 2 minutes long apiece. And she described her experience getting an abortion at a very young age. And she talked about how black women need to have a HMO, because if they go to these public county clinics, they'll get treated like dirt if they're going to have an abortion. And she said something that stuck with me, because it really shows you where the mind of these whores are at. And keep in mind, this ashy-faced bimbo she looked like she was well into her 40s and had a daughter, okay? A black daughter, not a biracial daughter. Though I'm sure she probably swirled at least once in her life, because she lives in California. She confirmed that in a video she made about walking her dog. But in the 3 abortion videos, the last of the 3 abortion videos that she made, that again, all of these videos were barely viewed. Some of them didn't even have 10 views after like 2 years. She said that the information I gave you guys, make sure you hit me up on Facebook if you need any more information, because this is valuable information that every woman needs to know, because every woman is going to have at least one abortion in their lifetime. Now, she didn't say that every woman might have at least one abortion. She didn't say some women are going to have at least one abortion. Her mentality, her fuckered mentality, is that every woman on planet Earth, she didn't even say every woman in America. She said every woman is going to have at least one abortion in their life. Which means the mentality of this female is that we fuck, we suck, and instead of dealing with the consequences of doing that in an unprotected manner, when we get something that we don't want in our bodies, we just go somewhere, call the executioner, and throw it down the trash chute. See, and that's why I said I was going to leave this video. But one other thing, make sure again that video is available now on BitChute. You have to see this. I included the video that she made about marriage, the hypocritical video she made about being a good mother, and the 3 videos she made about abortion. You have to see this to understand where we're at, which is why I titled this video, Black Men and Abortions. For a woman who is a mother of a black child, and her daughter looked like she was maybe in her late teens when she was showing her, for a black mother to say that every woman is going to have at least one abortion in their lifetime. And she's saying this as if it's fact, even though we know not all women, or even most women worldwide, get abortions. That lets you know where their minds are at in regards to not only your seed, black man, but you. Along, of course, with the stupid comments that she made about black men on my video. You know, I don't like using biblical terms, but some of you brothers would refer to this as bimbos like this being satanic or of a satanic nature. But what you need to understand is that unlike other races, you know, like the Mia Khalifa types, the social rejects, where it's, just 1 out of every 100,000 people that are fucked up like this. This is the majority of your black queen, black man. And this is why this is the majority of her spawn, black man. If I could, and going back to this article of this idiotic femtard that was defending abortion for black women. You know, I don't waste my time arguing with these hoes, but if I could sit down and I could ask this black female and ones like her, and even the, Captain Save-A-Hoes that cape for them, one simple question. Same thing I addressed with the black males who were on the live stream of that idiot trick here on FoolTube. Just ask them one simple question. Instead of defending murdering babies inside the womb of a woman, did it ever occur to you to preach to these women abstinence? You know, that little thing about keeping your fucking legs closed until you're ready to have a kid, or if you're going to open your legs, especially the random dick, you make sure that he wears a condom and you have birth control, either or both. Rhetorical question. Talk to you later, guys.